Hey, how are you?
Very good. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien, gracias a Dios. Aquí
Sí,
contenta de la
sí, sí, yo soy moderator por hoy y nosotros esperamos por um,
Mónica.
Monica. Yes, we are. Our session is not recorded yet, so we can have this conversation, but we have another 2 to 3 minutes.
No estoy grabando, tenemos 2 o 3 minutos para hablar así como están hablando.
Ok.
Yes, we're waiting. Yeah.
Comprendo el inglés, pero no lo hablo muy bien. I don't know speaking English.
No hay problema. Yo viví en Venezuela por 2 años, por eso yo puedo hablar. It's total coincidence. It's coincidence. Pero I think
It's fate. I think it's fate. That's not a coincidence.
so por eso, por, yeah,
Hello, how are you?
Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y tú? ¿Y usted?
Very well, thanks.
Yeah. So okay. So the host is telling us that we can start our session, which is fine. Which is fine. While we are waiting, we are waiting for Adriana. It's Adriana.
Adriana.
Is senior yes, and when she comes she can join, but because we want
Apenas
to
llegue ella se unirá.
Ok, yeah. Sí. Entonces tú dirás cuando empezamos. Bueno.
Who goes first?
No, so it's Angelica. Is your first name Damaris or Angelica?
Damaris Angélica.
No, it's Damaris.
Damaris.
Okay, perfecto, perfecto. So,
because Angelica is your middle name.
Okay. So we will speak in English. We are being recorded as of now, purely because we have a vast audience. But because, you know, there is a message to be understood for a huge audience. Más mejor, nosotros hablamos en inglés, pero yo voy no voy a correr so lentamente, okay? Pero en inglés preferente, ¿sí? Okay. So
ella preferiría que fuera en inglés porque pues la mayoría de la audiencia habla inglés, ¿correcto?
Yes.
Right?
Por favor, señor. Usted.
Who, me?
Yes, you can sit with her. It's not a problem. So that if there is,
okay.
Yes, if there
I'm willing to help you as much as I am able to.
Thank you so much for that. So let me open this session today. Damaris Angelica, bienvenido. Warm welcome on behalf of the Women Economic Forum. We have this lovely topic where we are talking about agriculture and environmental stress. I would like all our listeners who are listening to us from the globe on this beautiful Sunday to know a little bit more about you. And I was going through your profile and there was so much. You have held so many positions. You are a very accomplished person, Damaris. Page after page, I had to go. Your academic training as a business administrator, your roles, your achievements, contributions to the public and the private sector companies as senior management specialist is huge. You are very, usted tiene mucho accomplishments. So I'm very happy to have you. You're an international speaker, university professor, and trainer in business management, tourism, hospitality. You have executed a lot of environmental projects.
Muchos proyectos.
Yes. if I am not wrong, you still hold a position of a professor at the Meta University Corporation, UNA Meta, Colombia.
¿Eres profesora?
Sí, yes.
¿Es verdad? Yes?
Es cierto.
Es verdad,
es
correcto.
cierto.
Okay.
she's just so lovely.
So,
Okay.
Damaris, today, I was trying to understand, in the world, 11% of global land surface is used for crop production, right? But there is problems with the environment and agriculture together. There is a little bit of a mismatch. Somehow we have problems, and the impact of agriculture is huge. So, Damaris, Angelique, I invite you to tell me what is your impression and what value are you bringing as a professor to
¿Qué valor le das tú como profesora?
For the whole universe, and what can we do and what can we do to make our environment, our agriculture practices very environmental friendly? So please go ahead, and we have I think the next 10 minutes. Please share, preferably in English, and
in Spanish.
Okay.
En este momento pues se pone uno muy nervioso.
She suffers a little bit with the English. She does speak it, but
okay.
not as fluent as you or me.
No hay problema. Más mejor usted is comfortable and
in Spanish, yeah, she
yes,
is.
and maybe Senor, you in the end of her, maybe for 2-3 minutes, you can speak a little bit of what she said in English. But I want you to feel comfortable, Damaris. So please go ahead in español.
En español. Habla.
Perfecto.
Yo te interrumpo unos 2 minutos y resumo lo que tú dijiste.
Bueno, tú decías que querías saber más de mi vida. Primero que, antes que profesional, soy mamá desde muy joven, desde los 16 años. Tengo una hermosa familia conformada por mi esposo, mis 2 hijos, un perrito y un gato. Y pues nuestra huerta urbana, que es parte de la conferencia de lo que queremos hablar hoy. Para mí, o como docente universitaria, es supremamente importante. La pandemia nos demostró...
un momentico, Damaris. Okay. Por favor, lentamente.
Ok. No, bueno, no te preocupes. La pandemia a nivel mundial nos mostró, como lo informó Antonio Guterres, el secretario general de las Naciones Unidas, que más que la pandemia, estamos en la prioridad del alimento para todas las naciones, incluidas las desarrolladas, porque al estar confinados en nuestras casas, no podemos desplazarnos al supermercado o adquirir los alimentos de primera necesidad. Cuando tienes una huerta casera, que tienes plantas medicinales, ¿cómo se llaman? Sí, plantas medicinales aromáticas, tienes manzanilla, puedes preparar tus tés para aliviar los dolores que produce el COVID, el malestar, la fiebre. Todas esas plantas las tienes a la mano y es la mejor medicina. Como profesional universitario, como docente, yo le inculco a mis estudiantes o a la gente, a la comunidad educativa, que es bueno que tengan una matica. Lo otro, cuando hablamos del medio ambiente, cuando tienes plantas en la casa, el nivel de calor, por ejemplo, yo estoy en Colombia, en el Meta, es cálido. Entonces, cuando tienes plantas, así sea enredaderas o un árbol gigante, tu casa es más fresca que las que no tienen plantas. Desde el punto de vista del estrés, tú encuentras que los adultos mayores es una terapia. ver crecer la matica, cuando la tomatera te produce el tomate, disfrutar ese alimento es la más delicioso porque lo cultivaste tú.
Muy rico.
Y el sabor es excelente, es diferente a los que encuentras a la fruta perfecta del mercado, pero llena de insumos agrícolas altamente nocivos para la salud. Tuve la oportunidad en Egipto de ver cómo ellos tienen que cultivar, hacer tierra para poder obtener sus alimentos, sus hortalizas. Y pues si tú revisas en la escala de la Organización la Organización Mundial de la Salud muestra también que los índices más altos de cáncer están en países donde tienen que utilizar muchísima cantidad de insumos agropecuarios. A diferencia del cultivo que tienes en tu casa, que los abonos son los fertilizantes que salen del compost o el abono que tú haces en la casa, a diferencia cuando tienen que aplicar insumos agrícolas industriales. Y también el cultivar es el regar la planta, el verla crecer, es como un hijo más en tu casa. Es un desestrés increíble. Cuando tú te asomas al jardín, al huerto, y ves las flores y la combinación entre frutas, hortalizas, y el olor de tus plantas aromáticas es bastante desestresante, es gratificante. Y pues tu familia, vinculas a tu familia en el proceso, ay, hijo, por favor échale agüita a las matas porque yo tengo que salir temprano, o échale agüita en la tarde, o que ellos vean que hay una ají, mamá, me puedo comer los ajís que están en el patio. Es supremamente gratificante lo que tú produces en tu casa. Obviamente a nivel económico no diría que la panacea porque tú no tienes un cultivo, pero si tienes por cosecha el fruto a la mano, lo que tú produces y lo que beneficia a las comunidades en sí. Porque si encuentras una comunidad, hemos hecho proyectos de este tipo y encontramos que las comunidades comparten, truequean. Por ejemplo, a la señora Margarita se le dieron los pepinos, ella los cambia con los tomates de la señora Sara y vuelve a la comunidad, los une, los amista, desde el punto de vista social es bastante acogedor. Entonces, es más que una invitación a nivel mundial de volver a nuestros ancestros, a la cultura campesina, a nuestras raíces, a que los niños crezcan con la sabiduría de la planta aromática, de hacerse un tecito, de compartir en familia el té, o si estás enfermito, llevarle a la cama al abuelo, a la mamá, al papá, y la planta medicinal que está en tu jardín, que está en tu huerto. Es básicamente como volver a nuestras raíces campesinas y promoverlo a nivel de esta época tan avanzada de la tecnología y la tecnificación, saber que la naturaleza nos brinda sus saberes, sus propiedades naturales que nos benefician a todos en común.
Sí, sí, muy bueno. Y yo estoy muy alegre que sí, otras mujeres hoy como moderator, tal vez no puedo entender, pero yo soy alegre que yo entender un poquito que usted dice. Porque, so can I invite the gentleman now to give us a little consensus in English of your message to our listeners today? Señor, por favor.
Yes.
Puede hablar un poquito y dice que Damaris Enrica dice y necesita que nosotros, listeners, entiendes, ¿sí?
Okay. First of all, she want all of you to know that besides being a teacher, she's also a mother of 2 beautiful children and a proud owner of a cat and a dog. So that's pretty important to her.
Very important.
She also wanted to clarify that this pandemic showed us the reality of the agricultural industry and the lack of capacity for sustaining the entire population. So she proposes the self agricultural, how do you say?
Yeah.
Like
the sustainable form of agriculture.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes, I understood. Yes.
And she talks about the experience, the whole experience of cultivating your own food. And that she said that it's a completely different experience. The smell, the taste of the food that you cultivate in your own home is more
muy rico.
It's muy rico, exactly. It's delicious. Not only that, but
sabor,
it also
the taste is different. Yeah.
We didn't even realize that we were all involved. She came with this project. She came with this project to our home.
Yes.
And we all ended up in watering the plants and
that's beautiful.
Taking care of. Yeah.
So it's also a beautiful way for the family. Familia
to come together.
is
Yes.
juntos, is together. And see, the one question I have for her, which is really a question in my mind all the time, and I'm sure every listener, genetically modified food, which a lot of people are fighting, where versus organic food. What does she have to say about it? Because we have huge population in a country like India, and that's why they say that unless we do genetic modification to the food, we cannot create a huge quantity of food to feed the number of people in
India son muchas
highly
personas,
populated.
Ellos proponen allá
how can we do that balance? How do we balance?
¿Cómo balanceamos?
¿Cómo balanceamos? Sería tener tu huerto casero y obviamente estamos obligados a recibir, por ejemplo, el arroz. El arroz, que es un producto industrializado.
Slowly, please. I'm not trained for this, Emily.
Siento que estoy en
I know that Colombians, I know this because I have
they tend to speak very fast.
Yo tengo mucho amigas colombianas, and I know they speak very fast, but yes, for the sake of all those listeners, so I can understand and ask the right questions, please, I welcome your answer.
Que hable más despacio.
Ok, bueno, te decía que sería como una combinación de la huerta casera y la utilización de los cultivos industriales. Por ejemplo, no podemos prescindir del arroz, que es un cultivo industrializado, del maíz, que obviamente ya son plantas que ya obviamente por la trayectoria no se producen de la forma natural que podemos hacerlo con los tomates, con las cebollas, con las especias que ustedes usan tanto ya que son tan deliciosas. A mí me encantan las especias. O las aromáticas, que en este momento en el mundo, no sé si en tu país, pero en el mío, las aromáticas se están utilizando para disminuir los síntomas que produce el coronavirus. Por ejemplo, si tú tomas un tecito de manzanilla, es relajante. Si tomas un té de caléndula, te ayuda a aliviar el dolor. Y la limonaria, que es un té por excelencia para las gripes, para el catarro, es excelente. Entonces, yo pienso que debe haber, como la vida es un equilibrio, en la psicología se habla de los términos medios, la vida es un equilibrio. Entonces, tener lo que ya está industrializado por lo que tú dices, que hay tantas personas allá, entonces la alimentación es fundamental. Pero también se puede su huerto casero con la semillita que tú tienes, te ayudas. Y lo otro, hay que verlo desde el punto de vista económico, también contribuye a la disminución del costo de tu canasta familiar. Entonces, a los países y al gobierno sería fundamental que sobre todo los hogares de escasos recursos, de ingresos económicos más bajos, tener una huerta que implica solamente echar el agüita, utilizar los abonos orgánicos que se pueden sacar de la producción o el desecho de los productos que tú consumes a diario. Entonces, es un costo económico para el Estado y también para la familia, desde todo punto de vista que tú lo mires. Y aparte lo que te decía del estrés, de acompañar a la familia, acompañe el proceso de producción casera y hacer una economía de escala. Por ejemplo, no sé, cilantro, no sé cómo le digas tú allá, creo que también le dicen cilantro.
Cilantro, yo entiendo.
Perfecto. El cilantro tiene un proceso de desarrollo de 15 días y te dura muchísimo tiempo. Es más, tú puedes venderlo. Por ejemplo, diríamos aquí en mi Colombia serían 200 pesos. ¿Cuánto equivalen centavos de dólar?
It's very cheap, very cheap.
Es muy poquito, sí. Pero si se los vendes a 5 personas son 1.000 pesos, si se los vende a 30 personas van a ser 1.000 pesos, es $1. $1 que te ayuda para la casa, para el hogar, para el consumo del hogar. Y lo hemos visto en muchas poblaciones económicamente vulnerables, que es de gran ayuda.
Right.
Pues no sé, ¿se puede compartir pantalla? Te podría mostrar unos ejemplos de huerteros colombianos, llaneros.
Yeah. So, what I am understanding from how beautiful Damaris explained, and you know, she is such an intellectual, and she has so many years of experience. How I wish that I could take everything and translate for our listeners. Unfortunately, I understand. So my question to you, sir, is from what I understand, she took the beautiful example of cilantro, the coriander and the cilantro, but is she saying that the ultimate choice is also by the consumer, right? The consumer must make a choice also whether they will support genetically modified food, or they are very conscious of saying that no, we would like to pay a little bit more premium price. Y más el precio podemos bajo y, you know, a little bit.
Ella dice que el consumidor
So
pues, define el consumidor debe tomar una elección, debe escoger entre alimentos económicos y accesibles o escoger pagar un poco más por un alimento de calidad.
Obvio. Sí, en nuestro país existen unas comunidades que se llaman...
Tienes que hablar más despacio.
Existen unas comunidades que se llaman mercados campesinos. Netamente su producción es agrícola, casera, rudimentaria, con muy poco consumo de agroinsumos. Pero sí, al sacarlo al mercado es un poquito más costoso. Pero hay gente que tiene esa selección porque tienen ya la conciencia. Cuando ustedes nos invitaron a este evento, nos hablaron que habláramos desde el amor, desde el corazón. Y la mejor forma de mostrar el amor es cuidar tu familia, cuidarte a ti mismo, cuidar tu salud. Entonces, no importa pagar un precio más alto para el beneficio que tiene en tu salud.
So I understood this correct, that it is the ultimate...
She basically said that there's no price for your health.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
You have to make an investment in your own health by purchasing quality foods.
Absolutely. So Damaris, right now I understand that there is even the younger people, the millennials, everyone is understanding that health is our first priority, especially after the pandemic. People realize that there is nothing more important than health. We have understood. Also, yes, I totally agree with you, Damaris. It is so important. Health becomes our first responsibility. Es una responsabilidad para nosotros,
social
para
y gubernamental.
Social, yes, equally. So,
de la política.
The political. Now, my next question to you is, Damaris, I'm so glad we can communicate. Yo soy muy alegre que nosotros.
She's very happy. Ella es muy alegre. I was translating in English to her. Sorry.
I'm also very happy. Now my next question. Sí, muy contento. So my next question is, she is a professor in a university and she has these beautiful ideas. How receptive, and I'm sure Damaris, you're writing papers, and how receptive is the Colombian government to receiving your ideas?
¿Qué tal? ¿Con qué ojos ha visto el mensaje de huertas?
Creo que es algo que se ha contagiado. Ya son 3 años de un proceso que se ha venido contagiando. Se ha vuelto como moda, pero no solamente la moda, sino la necesidad y el valor económico que tienen las familias. Mis estudiantes, pues, yo soy administradora de empresas y dicto cátedras diferentes a mi desarrollo complementario, pero creo que tengo muy buena receptividad con mis estudiantes, ellos me quieren, algunos dicen en los periodos de vacaciones me extrañan, aún me hablan, y algunos, pues académicamente me ha ido bien con los chicos, ellos siempre son receptivos cuando le hablas al mismo nivel de ellos. Creo que eso debería también inculcarse en la metodología del aprendizaje. No el profesor allá en un pedestal, no, sino el tú a tú con el estudiante. El compartir sus ideas. Yo doy una clase que se llama formulación de proyectos y yo les digo que para mí todas las ideas son válidas y son buenas. Lo importante es ponerlas a funcionar, desarrollar el hacer.
Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias. Y señor, eso es muy importante para nosotros, listeners, que escuchar. Por favor, translate for us her answer.
She said that the government it took it like an opportunity to come together with the agricultural
ministry.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Because we in Colombia have a lot of strikes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So there's a disconnection between farmers, between syndicates and the.
Hello. I think we lost. Yes, yeah. I think you were muted. So also you're saying, just like India, there's a lot of corruption and there's a lot of protocol to break. So has Damaris ever been able to put her message directly to the government? Have they taken her seriously ever?
Que si usted ha hecho que el gobierno ha hablado directamente con el gobierno.
Sí, exactamente.
Yes, she has.
Yes. De hecho, compartí los proyectos que manejamos aquí en Colombia con una amiga en Costa Rica, que ella también vio la intención de compartir para implementarlo con su gobierno. Aquí el gobierno local sí apoya esas estrategias, las corporaciones ambientales también están muy de la mano. El proyecto que yo te mencionaba lleva 3 años con la corporación ambiental. No sé cómo le digas en tu país, pero es el ente que se encarga de manejar lo del medio ambiente. No es necesariamente la parte de agricultura, sino la parte de ambiente, como una proyección o como una alternativa en la seguridad alimentaria de las comunidades menos favorecidas.
So basically, there's been a lot of good reception from the government, basically for what I just told you about.
Yeah.
And also because there hasn't been a lot of in what I want to say, like so close to home, like the government is always thinking about large projects and very visible projects. So these projects has become an opportunity for joining two sides that have been always split. So like
I understand. So I think what I understand as a pattern from worldwide strategists is that in the end you need a very collective voice. Sometimes the voice of one person cannot reach and it cannot make changes at the grassroots levels of policies, of the biodiversity. Yeah.
Totalmente de acuerdo.
¿Verdad? Sí. So I think we are perfectly within time. We had a wonderful, almost 25-minute conversation, which I felt like this is the divine grace, because it's very difficult with languages being different. But
it's always a barrier, but I did my best effort
to. Thank you, Senor. Thank you. Mucho gracias, because you were there and I also understand a little bit. because she has, Damaris has such beautiful ideas, and it
Tienen
must
ideas muy grandes y
reach,
provechosas
it
que
must reach
deben
the
llegar a una audiencia.
universe.
Deben
It
llegar
should, yeah,
Uh-huh.
it should reach. So I thank you so much, Damaris, and I'm glad you got a lot more time because our other, speaker couldn't come here. So this platform was totally yours, and
You own it.
yes, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart for tuning in all the way from Colombia.
El otro participante no pudo venir y te agradece
Yo
mucho
estoy muy
conectarse desde Colombia.
contento que
Agradecida,
hablamos.
grateful.
Yes, we talked beautifully. You had such beautiful ideas. Thank you for bringing that knowledge.
Muchísimas
And
gracias por traer ese conocimiento.
yes, and now on behalf, I would like to acknowledge your contribution. And on the behalf of the Women Economic Forum, we
En
are
nombre del Foro
delighted
Económico de las Mujeres,
to
estamos
confer on you the iconic Leader Award, creating a better future for you. So congratulations.
Gracias a ustedes por la oportunidad.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Yes. No es el mejor.
Igual, and we will send you the award. Yeah, we will send you the award. We'll
Le van a hacer
reach
llegar el
you.
premio.
Yeah.
Thank
So, chao, muchas gracias.
Adiós.
Adiós.
Bye.
Bendiciones.
Take care.
Okay, you take care. Bye-bye now. Yes.
Hamed, bye.
Hamed is my next
Bye.
speaker. He's a wonderful film director from Iran.
Thank you for the company.
Yeah, you can speak English. I should have pushed you a little bit more. Un poquito, but qué bueno. Okay. Adios. And
Thank you
we
so
will
much.
see
Bye.
you. All right. Bye-bye. Hello, Hamid.
Hello, dear Minko. How are you?
Dear Hamid, I am so happy to see you finally. We missed you at my session yesterday. And, when you and I, we were having our Zoom calls and conversations, we had already said that the universe has some strange designs. And,
Yeah.
you were meant to have a full 30 minutes with me as your moderator
Oh,
and not
great.
15.
Yeah,
Not 15
yeah.
minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, So give me a minute here. Okay. So this is our session for the Women Economic Forum, 1:30 p.m. on a beautiful Sunday. And I am here with a very acclaimed film director all the way from Iran. And I have been very excited to bring to all our listeners worldwide the impact that you are creating, Hamid Solomanzadeh, if I finally have your surname correct.
Great.
Okay, for the benefit of all our listeners, I seek your permission to introduce you. Hamid, you are a film critic and you hold a PhD degree in art research and film studies. You're also a jury and selection member of many international film festivals like Isfahan International Film Festival for Children and Youth, Seoul Guru Youth Film Festival, the Daityatko International Children Media Festival in Ukraine, Kazan International Youth, the Zero Plus Hero and Time Film Festivals all the way in Russia. Now, as an author, Daily Deliriums of the Sleeping Man and A Cinema in Iran, Sohrab Shahid Cinema are your writings, right, Hamid? And
Yeah.
you are now proudly in charge of the research department of international affairs of Farabi Cinema Foundation. And you are you know, with many film critiques, European Children's Film Association, ECFA, Iranian Short Film Association, I am very happy to introduce to our listeners such an accomplished, acclaimed film director. Warm welcome, Hamid. You
Thank you so much for your compliments. Thank you.
and you, not to forget, I want our listeners, now that we have more time, I want them to know the powerful and impactful work that you're doing. You directed 6 experimental short films
Yeah,
from 2008 to 2015. I think some of them were The Telephone Booth, My
yeah,
Generation, Alone
yeah,
Tree, and what wonderful documentaries you have made, like From Paris to Rome, Color and
yeah.
Stone. And Hamid, you know, keeping all that you have done at such a young age, and films,
Thank you.
as you know, no matter if they are Hollywood or they're Bollywood and everything in between, which includes everyone else, including Iran, it is the most impactful medium for general population. It's also a medium where we can send strong messages. So my question, my opening question for you today is, how are you using filmmaking as a medium to send very, very concrete message to the audience of the world? So Hamid, the forum is now yours.
Yeah.
Whatever you would like to share with all our listeners. And if I have any other questions towards the end, allow me to butt in, but it's forum is yours. Your platform is all yours.
Thank you so much, dear Minko. Thank you for your compliments and every warm words to share with me. I would like to give a warm greeting from Tehran to you, Minko, and all of
Thank
your
you.
viewers. This is a big honor for me to be part of WEF Bangalore 2020. And I would like to speak about how cinema affects us. This
Mhm.
is my main course, but it's related and connected to your first question. Let me start with a very short introduction to know more about my thoughts about the contemporary cinema. I think life without cinema is like a house without windows. We
Wow.
need this window for open it and get to know new people, environments, cultures, religions, and countries.
Mhm.
It should be said that cinema directly affects us and directly affects to all aspects of our daily life. Watching good movies can be unique, unrepeatable, and magical experience.
Mhm.
This is a kind of a special privilege for cinema when you compare cinema with other activities, with other arts, with other industries. And cinema is a special social experience. Imagine that you are in a movie theater and everyone looks to one side, you know,
Mhm.
and be prepared for receive something common. This is very important. This is a very, very unique experience. It's just
Correct.
for cinema, no other arts. And like you are sitting at the bottom of the cave, of
Mm.
the dark cave,
Mhm.
and waiting for the sun to rise and shines the cave wall to discover something new from the darkness. This is a this is a very important movement for cinema. Try to bring something from darkness to lightness.
I love that.
Yeah,
I love that.
yeah, yeah. if you have any question, you can share with me. If not, I can continue my speech.
Hamid, I don't want to stop your flow because so beautiful. I am relating to what you're saying,
Thank
and
you.
I'm just noting it down and I'll come in later. Please carry on.
Thank you so much, Minko. It should be said that cinema interferes in the process of our daily life. After watching a movie, our balance, our soul balance, may be destroyed, may be ruined. And when we lose our balance, our daily balance, and forget our habits, our daily habits, our daily routines, this is where we can experience a new life, where we can experience a new world. This is very important. And cinema is a widespread art, and it has the ability to make us flexible. Flexibility in the face of new people and cultures so that we can live together peacefully. This is very big, high message for cinema, and cinema is always an effective alternative to cheap entertainment. You know, it is a place that make a connection with different minds and different thoughts. When you go to the cinema hall and watch new films, you make a connection between your own mind and the other maybe strange thoughts, and you have to make something between. Cinema can change people's taste. For more explanation, let me to share you kind of information. The cinema divided into two main categories. One, mainstream, and second is independent cinema. Independent cinema is like a poetic cinema. You know, you can find independent cinema as a margin of industry and mainstream cinema in lots of countries, even in Iran, in India, in United States, in Spain, and yeah. Mainstream is like Hollywood, is like Bollywood, located in India, Hollywood located in United States, and Nollywood located in Nigeria, in Africa.
Right.
Yeah, both types of cinema have their own audiences, and both type of cinemas look like the opposite of the aesthetics of TV. You know, TV is the opposite of cinema as an aesthetic point of view. And TV, I believe, TV production makes the audience passive, but cinema production makes them active. This is the main difference between cinema and TV. And cinema demands action from the audiences, and this is the biggest impact. Cinema can conquer society peacefully, and it can affect politics, economics, culture,
Of
and it
course.
can make people's lives better or worse than it is. And the function of cinema, which can be considered a combination of all the arts, and we must know that asking is more important than answering, you know? Asking is
Interesting.
more important than
Important than
answering.
answering.
It's very important quotation. I found this as the title of one book. I read it for many years ago, and I can't forget that quotation because it's very functional and useful for our daily life. And if the society asks more, then the progress and promotion of that society is more. It's very connected each other. Yeah. And for my last sentence in this part, let me share you very effective side of cinema
Mm-hmm.
as a conclusion for this part.
Absolutely.
The famous Iranian director Abbas Kiarostami has a film called Taste of Cherry, which won the Palme d'Or, Golden Palm,
Mm-hmm.
from Cannes Film Festival in 1997.
Mm.
This film is about a man who decided to committing suicide, you
Mm.
know?
Mm.
When the film is screened at the university in United States for those who wanted to committing a suicide, after watching this film, 90% of them gave up suicide.
Wow.
It's
Amazing.
very important
How
and
in
biggest influence of cinema. Yeah, this is
absolutely,
the right
Hamid.
meaning of cinema. This is the very main, yeah, impact of cinema. And cinema can stay
Of
unite us,
course, of
can stay
course.
unite us. And forget the fake borders. This film prove it.
Mm-hmm.
And we can find lots of films such as this film who impact the people. This is very important. Yeah, I'm
Absolutely.
time is yours now. Sorry.
Hamid, that was so awesome. You have beautifully captured all the essences, every single thing that I think about cinema. And you know, Hamid, you and I have had a conversation, and
Yeah,
from I am a transformation facilitator, energy healer, but you know that I also have a lot of stories to share because I have clients who share their stories. And direction of documentary film is where I am going next. And you have promised to
yeah,
help
it's
me,
very, very
Hamid.
good news. For sure, for
We will
sure.
coordinate,
Yeah,
and you can help me on all the I need to know about directing a film. What my takeaway from what you said that I want to share with the listeners today,
yeah.
because a lot of people were waiting, Hamid, for you and the message that you're bringing.
Thank you.
The one strong thing that comes through for me from your talk and my understanding is the films have the power of thoughts. So it
Yeah,
becomes it's about the emotions and it's about the stories, and I feel that it is such a personal responsibility of every director to first
yeah,
understand what audience they are targeting,
yeah.
obviously. Second is what message as a responsible director they're trying to bring through, like your Taste of Cherry, that beautiful movie of 1997 that you just mentioned, that changed the mindset of 90% depression people in the US, the students. So I have to share this very interesting thing. When I was growing up and I used to go to watch films, and I'm a great movie buff, and I watch all kinds of movies, even movies that I do not understand the language, because there is something beautiful as a takeaway from the energy. And in India, when I was growing up, you see, now everyone in India is very well dressed. But there used to be
Yeah,
some movies, like I could mention movies like Sholay in India. Then Bobby came.
yeah.
Bobby, if you know, was, she
Lots of
wore.
fans for this film in Iran.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly. I was going to ask you that. And then Amitabh Bachchan and Shah Rukh Khan and everyone else. So there was this movie Sholay. I had gone to watch it, and the people who drive the rickshaw, the people who are
yeah,
driving. So the audience was full of people, and when there was a good song or they were feeling happy, they would get onto their sofas and jump. They would
yeah.
jump on the chairs.
Mm-hmm.
And for me as a child, I used to be very distressed that, oh my God,
Hmm.
I'm sitting with these people who don't know how to behave. As I grew up, Hamid, I wanted to share this with you. uh,
Great.
b- when you talk about emotions, I understood that films is such a great message of emotions and also a de-stressor, correct? People
Yeah,
come there to forget the difficulties, the challenges of their life. And that is their fantasy world where for 3 hours in Indian cinema, they can forget who they are, what problems they have, whether they're going to be able to bring food on the table for the families, and it gives
yeah,
them the little boost of emotions to handle the rest of the day. And
yeah, I
this
agree.
is this is what, Hamid, I think your films are doing. So I'm going to ask you an
Yeah,
important question. What is your favorite Bollywood movie, Hamid?
Bollywood movie.
Do
Yeah,
you watch
it's,
any at all, or are you so
you
busy
know,
making difference in Iran?
no, I watch, Indian cinema is very popular.
In Iran,
Actually, yeah, for sure. Our TV
everywhere.
channels every time screen Indian movies. And when I was a child, and after that, when I was a teenager, I
Right.
just watch Indian movies in our TV, like Sholay you mentioned before, and
All right,
yeah,
right.
release it again in our TV. Yeah, but my favorite Indian director is not related for Bollywood. It's
Hmm.
related for poetic cinema, and he's Satyajit Ray.
Of
I really like
course.
Satyajit Ray. I think he's very thoughtful.
Very
He's
powerful.
he can carry very meaningful subject and bring it to the mind of our audience. It's very
Absolutely.
important. It's completely different
Hmm.
from the some of directors who try to make movies in Bollywood. I don't like
Entertainment.
yeah, entertainment just. And I
Yes,
think art is not just for an entertainment. Art is for thinking. I think
absolutely.
art is for thinking.
But
You
you,
can bring philosophical, ontological, epistemological ideas to cinema. And like Bergman, like Ozo, like Satyajit Ray, like Abbas Kiarostami, like
absolutely.
Andrei Tarkovsky. Yeah,
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
this is my thought.
Yeah, yes, Hamid, this is what I feel as well, that the responsibility of your choices and purpose, as a director, you are powerful. You can steer the emotions of your audience in any which way. But, we have to admit that entertainment is, again, like I said, just entertainment. It's senseless viewing, as I call it, where you forget who you are, you forget your burdens, your challenges, but that's the mainstream. But the independent poetic genre that you talked about, and all that you do, and I really went into great detail to see, Hamid, all the beautiful work that you are doing at grassroots levels.
Thank you.
I
Thank
would
you
like you
so
to
much.
share your incident that you shared with me, where your father took you for your first film. Please, that
Yeah,
will
yeah,
that will connect the listeners to you and why you started doing what you're doing.
yeah. When I was 12, my father told me, please be ready for going to cinema hall. And yeah, I just asked what movies, and don't ask, just come with me. And then we went to the one of old movie theaters in Mashhad. It's a kind of religious city in the east part of
Hmm.
Iran,
Hmm.
and this is my hometown actually, but I live in Tehran now. Anyway, we went to the cinema, and in those times, the very important film for new wave of cinema called Cow, released Cow by Dariush Merjui.
And
released in
cow,
a Quds.
cow Hamad is
Cow.
K-A-O.
COW,
Oh, like
cow.
cow. Okay.
Yeah,
Mm.
COW, cow.
Mhm,
Yeah, yeah,
mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah, by Dariush Merjui. And after watching this film, I just asked from my father, what this kind of films? Because I don't know. I don't know how can I call this film as a film. But my father told me you can understand it further and later.
Mhm,
And then after 2 years, I just decided to took some courses
mhm.
for film studies in Iranian Youth Cinema Society, and I just start my short films after sign up in these courses. And yeah, that film changed my life forever, forever.
Amazing.
That film changed my life. And after so many times, I just think how we can influence, how we can impact people. And
Absolutely.
cinema is the most powerful media for doing this. Most
Absolutely.
powerful. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I think you were one of those lucky ones, Hamid, where your father was already in a very conscious space where he knew that my son is going to have some form of an impact, and then he's going to take that impact and just convert the scene of Iranian film scene with such an impact. So I'm
Yeah.
sure that you are very grateful for your father showing you that film. So as parents, I would like to
Yeah.
add this to all our listeners, that as parents, I think a little bit of supervision on what kind of films, TV that you get your children to watch is going to have the most meaningful impact on their values as they grow up, and also their thought process. And also
Yeah.
watching a lot of violence. Like when I was growing up, my mother used to say, Hamid, that no watching anything on TV at least 1 hour before sleeping, because
Yeah.
the imprint on our minds, especially when we are children, it's so impressionable that we sleep with those
Yeah.
thoughts. Anger, especially to watch anger and
Yeah.
violence, is something that we can make conscious choices, right, Hamid, so that we don't expose our
Yeah.
kids to too much. So they grow
Yeah.
up full of love. They grow up
Yeah.
full of good energy, and this toxic
Yeah.
over media thrown into us, the fears
Yeah.
that we have now. I think we can talk to our kids and we can guide them and we can supervise them and be making the right choices of what we want to expose
Yeah.
them to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we finish today, time has flown, Hamid. We could talk
Yeah.
still another half an hour, but we will have to
Yeah.
share and give up this platform soon.
Yeah.
Hamid, what is the one message that you have to young, aspiring directors out there? What is your message to them?
Just listen to your voice. Don't
Mhm.
give up and follow your dreams. Just listen to your own soul and don't pay attention to the others. Pay attention to yourself.
To your
The deep
thoughts.
to your thoughts, to your way, to your atmosphere, to your mind.
Mhm.
Everything related to your things,
That is so
most of them
beautiful.
are most of them is hide, but you can appear and bring out all of this from your soul and screen for all of us.
Thank you so much, Hamid
You're
Salamanzadeh,
welcome.
for connecting all the way from Iran, giving us such a beautiful, fresh perspective, and also this beautiful connect that you bring back, that our souls will talk to us. We will get
Thank you.
our vision and purpose by connecting to who we are and lead what we do in life daily as workers as well as in profession, if we align our why we are doing what we are doing, I think the result is beautiful. And Hamid, you are
Yeah.
such a true embodiment, an example of that.
Thank you so, so much for giving this opportunity for me. And thank you for your very, very professional moderating,
Oh,
Minko.
thank you so much. It is my ultimate pleasure. I mean, this is really what I do as bringing stories from beautiful hearts of yours to the audience. Now, Hamid, before we knock off on this session, and we are exactly on time, on behalf of the Women Economic Forum, I am delighted to confer on you the iconic Leader Award for a Better Future for the World. So congratulations, Hamid,
Thank you
for
so
this
much. Thank
iconic
you so
award.
much. Thank you so much. Thank
And
you so much.
And Hamid, this award will come to you, through as a soft copy through the net, but
Yeah.
it is a token of appreciation for all the value that you're bringing, not just to the Iranian filmmaking, but to the world by taking it globally. So have a wonderful, wonderful day. I know you're about 3 hours behind. You still have, your day has just started in Iran. And I look forward to visiting.
We just 1 hour, 1 hour behind the
Oh,
Indian
you're
time.
1 hour
Yeah,
behind.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
okay. So it's time for lunch.
yeah,
And
yeah.
and I look forward to visiting your beautiful country one day. In the
For
meantime,
sure.
s-
Welcome.
stay blessed. This is Minku Butcher signing off on behalf of the
For
Women
sure.
Economic Forum for this session. Namaste.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.